against Fitzroy at the MCG, leading by 21 points. The victor straight for the...
While at VFL Park, Lethal Lee was right on target as finals regulars Hawthorn and North Melbourne slugged it out. And a very good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sevens Big League, the edition for the first and second semi-finals. And first to the MCG, and the clash there between Fitzroy and Essendon in the first semi-final, surprisingly, was only the third occasion that these two sides had met in a VFL final. The record stands 2-1 in the Lions' favour, of course successful in 79 and 81 in the elimination finals, and they've built on that record this year with dual success over the Dons in rounds 3 and 14. It's only been 7 days, of course, since Fitzroy graced the MCG turf in a final, but for the Bombers the wait has been just a little bit longer. They last played there in September in the grand final of 1968 when they were defeated by Carlton by only 3 points. In action on that occasion for the Red and Blacks were the likes of Epis, Fletcher and Davis, and today it was the Watsons, Van der Haas and Maddens on whom they were pinning success. Our replay begins at the 16-minute mark of the first quarter, and their commentators at the MCG are Bob Skilton and Sandy Roberts.
His kick towards centre half forward, and a mark taken there by Simon Madden. Well judged mark by Madden. Madden, the loose man further up the ground, and Danaher too tall again for Graham Hinchin. I'd be making the change right now if I was Robert Walls.
I think if he kicks this, it won't be very long before that change is made.
Graham Hinchin giving away a foot in height. I don't know what it measures in centimetres, Sandy.
I'm afraid I'm no mathematician at that either, but here's his kick. It looks good. It is.
2 goals, Terry Danaher. Essendon 3-1-19, Fitzroy 1-3-9. 10 points to margin. And I have been informed by a statistician that it's 31 centimetres.
31 centimetres.
Or was that millimetres?
Well, there's still no change, no runner coming out onto the ground, so Graham Hinchin.
And Essendon very wisely leaving Danaher a la Peter Hudson style, right down there on his own.
Back for the centre bounce. After some 17 minutes, Essendon lead by 10 points. Rendell and Madden. Carlson it comes to. His kick is partly smothered. Side bottom trying to trap the ball. Andrews going over the top, and I think has given away the free kick. We'll have to go back over the mark. Kevin Smith just explaining to Ronnie Andrews why he gave the free kick. Quinlan suggesting he goes short, and that was the target. Rendell in perhaps a little too aggressively on that occasion. And the free kick will go the way of Darren Williams, one of several players who's forced his way into this Essendon side in the latter stages of the season, the others being Ezard and Bradbury. A good smother on Merritt's handball, but he recovers to tap it forward to Hawker. He gets it on to Andrews. Ronnie won't get away. It's held, pushes the ball along in front, then cleverly tried to soccer it forward for his teammate, but Thornton intercepts. Goes back towards the centre wing. Good use of the body and a good mark taken by Hurd, but yes, he says in the back, and so it will go the way of Gary Wilson.
So Wilson now from centre wing, member side of the ground, side bottom. Not in position where I feel he should be, and Quinlan calls play on the umpire. Harris diving, taken by Bradbury, the former Port Melbourne star, puts it out wide. Andrews misses the sitter, picked up by Wilson. Good play, Gary Wilson, as he gets a hand pass across to Francis, hooks the ball forward, down he goes, upfield it is, and well, look, it's a free kick. Oh, well, you know. Short pass from Conlon, and Harris takes the mark.
Bruising for a bruising, wasn't it?
If you give the free kick, you go a bit further, I feel.
Yes, I thought so, but nevertheless, the action is with Leon Harris, Bobby, and he's Essendon are preparing to make an interchange too as we watch this shot from Harris. Good-looking drop punt, swinging back. He's got it, and Fitzroy come back. They are 2-3, trailing Essendon 3-1. On Sevens Big League, and warming up on the sideline for Essendon is Frank Donnell.
I do gain the impression, Sandy, that Ronnie Andrews has said that the best way of playing side bottom is letting know you're around.
Well, I think he's made the point relatively clear now. In fact, they're making a change. The Bombers will keep an eye on this. Centre bounce. No one wins it decisively. Clayton got a hurried kick, but only gathered a couple of metres. Neagle's on the end of a handball from Folds, goes the other way, swings round onto the right foot, puts it high towards the half-forward line. Merritt is there, attempted to tap it forward, which was clever. Bahaja pushed it forward, but then lost it. Leon Harris, great soccer tactics by Harris. Here's another one down the ground to them. It'll be Paul Roos.
Another free kick downfield.
Yep. And Andrews is being taken from the ground and being replaced by Donnell, and Van der Haar, it looks as though, has gone down into defence. In fact, he has on the sideline.
Hand pass from Wilson to Carlson, back to Wilson, back to Carlson, a chance of a score as Lee Carlson goes towards goal. It's a beautiful kick. Lee Carlson bringing up full points. Great goal by Lee Carlson, and there's the board. 3-1-19 to 3-3-21. So
Holden Commodore. Out here beyond civilization, it survives easily. It was designed and built to, so that in the city it would be almost indestructible. But we did more than simply engineer Commodore to outlast other cars. We gave it generous family space with seats carefully designed for relaxed long-distance touring, body and suspension computer-tuned for quiet travel. For the driver, Commodore offers unique standards of drivability and handling, plus a host of equipment choices. 2 6-cylinder engines, 2 V8s, power steering, central locking, cruise control, trip computer, and much more. Before you choose your next new car, look into Commodore. It has everything you need.
Go shopping with cash in your pocket. Come to Custom Credit before you buy and organise a custom credit cash and advance loan. Mike took cash with him when he bought his car. Got a nice cash discount too. Jane and Bob bought a runabout from an ad in the classifieds. They did a lot better with cash. And Dave did a cash deal on a new videotape recorder. You can get cash in advance from Custom Credit for just about anything. Call Custom Credit before you buy. They're good sports with money.
Sunday Press tomorrow is a 10th birthday bumper issue. Celebrate with the press. There'll be lots of competitions and prizes, including a great family trip flying TAA to Wanderers Paradise, the gateway to the Barrier Reef. The press sports coverage will be better than ever, with complete reports and statistics on the football finals. Neil Roberts looks at Collingwood and where they're headed, and Jacko looks at the backroom boys, the JRs of football. Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
You could win this spectacular Porsche 928S or one of 10 Pan American holidays by entering the Shell Lucky Lubricants draw. With any Shell oil change or Shell oil purchase, you could take off with one of these great prizes. Enter now at your participating Shell service station, but hurry!
Tomorrow afternoon at 2:15, 7 Sport presents the live telecast of the Army Reserve Cup second semi-final. Will it be victory for the lean and hungry Lions or the fat and furious Magpies? The Army Reserve Cup final series, exclusively yours through 7 Sport.
And late in the first quarter, it's Fitzroy leading by a point.
Rendell got the tap. Taken there by Merritt. Hooked towards goal. Up towards the goal square it comes. Pert coming back at a good mark taken by Carlson. Plays on with a hand pass to Parrish. He's clear. One way then the other. Puts himself in all sorts of bother. Poor play by Les Parrish. The kick by Madden offline over the boundary line. Parrish trying to do too much on that occasion. Interchange is about to be made with Laurie coming off the ground, Coleman on for Fitzroy, but at the present moment we're in the back pocket and Gary Pert to put the ball back into play. Merritt up high, couldn't take the mark. Bahaja puts the ball on, Kink gains possession, loses it. Wilson lost possession also. Hurd coming through, tackled, gets a hand pass to Bahaja. Bahaja able to straighten up, dummies, oh beautiful play, Bahaja, what a great goal, Tony Bahaja!
Tremendous goal from one of the smallest players on the ground, the Budgie. Has seen Essendon shoot to 4-2, 26, leading Fitzroy 3-3, 21 on 7's big league.
Wonderful play as we watch on the 7 big league, the replay of that shot. Tony Bahaja, dummies, traps of the ball, straightens up and puts it through the centre. Wonderful football by Tony Bahaja.
Centre bounce once again, almost into time on in this first term. Rendell and Madden won by the latter, but taken by Fitzroy and pushed down towards Conlon, who gets a shocking bounce. Out it comes to Quinlan, pushes the ball along in front of him. Weston, who doesn't have great pace, is going with him. Neagle has been quiet, almost ran out of bounds, but gives it straight to side bottom, who steadies and will pound a punt in towards full forward. And a good mark, good strong mark, taken by Roos, only 25 metres out.
Connell in the hands of the trainers behind players. Roos goes forward. Poor kick by Paul Roos, only 1 point. There it is, 4-2-26 Essendon to 3-4-22 Fitzroy. It's Paul Weston now with the ball. Favouring the outer side of the ground, using the drop punt. Rain coming down here at the MCG. There's a ball taken to Watson. His hand pass comes out to Williams. The kick towards half forward. No mark. Kink. Good play by Kink. Read that beautifully. Hooks it back. He was looking for Hawker. Kicked off the ground by Hawker. Danaher the player with it. Hinch in a good tackle. The hand pass comes to Pert of Fitzroy. He puts it back towards the half-back line. And a good mark taken there by Folds of Essendon. Gary Folds towards centre half forward. Dunnell the player. Couldn't take it on the second grab. He's still playing. Taps it forward. Ezard. Bahaja gets the ball out now to Nagel. Nagel hooks the ball high in the air, down towards the forward area. Oh, no mark taken. Kink, it'll wobble towards the goal, but it's offline. Great effort by Kink on that occasion, but unfortunately just offline, and 1 point to Rene Kink. But a good piece of play nonetheless.
Essendon 4-3, lead Fitzroy 3-4 on the 7 scoreboard. Pert again, tumbling a punt straight down the middle. Rendell caught, almost dropped it. Folds. Clayton scouting. Williams tried to get a hurried kick in, but was unsuccessful. And the umpire will come in and have a bounce. Umpire Smith and Saws.
Hurt now on Danaher. Hinchin has been shifted away.
There's the bounce. Merritt doing the ruck work. Wasn't successful on that occasion as Nettlefold got a hurried kick over the middle. Conlon. Oh, he can have a run here. Watson won't catch him. Nor will Carey, I don't think. Watson to the Conlon to the half-forward line. Hurd tapping it straight back towards Conlon. Good work by Van der Haar, defensively tapping it over the line. A very even first term after a bruising start. Roos, but no, the whistle had sounded, and the free kick this time will go the way of Simon Madden. Low trajectory drop punt, and Michael Nettlefold appreciated it. Plays straight on, giving the handball away. Parrish across that half-forward line, but Neagle is too good for Francis at the moment. He also enjoys a run, lopes away, looks towards Donnell again, who tackles solidly. Through comes Thornton, tumbling a punt to half-forward. Van der Haar pushes the ball down in front. Clever too, because it gives his running players an opportunity. To the half-forward line, Merritt. Great support from Ezard. Gotch taken out of it. Ezard shoots towards goal and puts it through. First goal to this young player and Essendon's fifth. 5-3 to 3-4 on 7's big lead.
A whole lot of champions in Australia, from here at home and far across the sea. Seen them run, swim and fall, seen them hit and kick the ball and make arena our favourite colour TV. We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia on Rank Arena, Australia's favourite colour TV. Seen them run, swim and fall, seen them hit and do it all on Rank Arena, our favourite colour TV.
And now, Rank Arena make this champion of an offer. We'll give your money back if you believe there's a better colour TV picture.
See him try, see him fall, see it best of all at Rank Arena, our favourite colour TV.
Could a bank manager possibly live, eat and sleep banking? Jeff White of the Commonwealth does. Right now, he's concentrating on low-interest personal loans. He's giving a $2,000 loan for a personal computer. A $6,000 loan for home improvements.
$8,000 for a new car.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, darling.
The Commonwealth Bank Personal Loans, making money come to terms with people.
Cadbury Crunchies 10% bigger.
Cadbury Crunchies 10% bigger. Hey, Cadbury Crunchies 10% bigger.
You don't say.
Cadbury Crunchy, 10% bigger, same price.
On Monday night, an old matinee idol of Quincy's is murdered, and the hunt for the killer is on. A witness swears a photograph in the paper identifies the killer, but the defense protests her senility. Quincy, Monday at 7:30 on 7.
And welcome back to Sevens Big League as we go back now to the MCG, and Essendon in the lead by 11 points as we rejoin the game in the second quarter, some 17 minutes in.
With the drop punt. Rendell. Too far out to score. Quinlan. No, McMahon could be the target. And a beautifully delivered ball too.
Well, after missing the last one, David McMahon has a chance of making amends. Andy?
Well, normally he's very accurate in front of goal. Let's see what he does in this 18th minute of play. The drop punt on its way, and he guides it beautifully. Straight over the top of the goal umpire's head, and Fitzroy come back now to within 5 points of the Bombers on Sevens Big League.
Elated Fitzroy supporters. A big crowd here at the MCG as on replay we see the ball put forward by Rendell and a nice mark taken by David McMahon over the top of Darren Williams.
Centre bounce once again. Rendell and Madden. They're starting to win the ball out of the centre. Clayton to the half-forward line. Carey was held, but he has the strength to draw away. Does so well. Up to the half-forward line. Here comes Danaher. Straight on to Neagle, who enjoys a run, but he'll get caught. Just gets the kick in time, but the pressure has forced him to push the ball deep into the pocket, and it will be Coleman who will see it over the line for a throw-in in Essendon's right forward pocket. Rendell and Madden again. They'll be spending the day with one another. Bahaja dropped it. King tackles illegally, and Parrish to receive the free kick.
Very shrewd play by Les Parrish.
Yes, it was. He goes short to Wilson. Transfers play towards the centre. Roos is well spoiled. Getting a favourable bounce then was Hinchin. Gives it across to his teammate, and forward go Fitzroy. Now Quinlan's come out on a long lead. Pushes the ball in towards full forward. One grab by McMahon, not enough. Hurd in trouble. Bradbury goes in to help. And
could easily have been a free kick to McMahon.
Won't be though. We'll see a bounce.
Bounce will take place 20 metres out from the Fitzroy goal. 5 points the margin between the sides, 20 minutes into the second term. From the bounce, side bottom gets a tap, straight to the opposition. Duckworth comes out with it, gets a hand pass to Bradbury. Bradbury's kick up towards the centre wing. Leading in the race for the ball is Francis. He gets a good bounce, runs away around Madden, goes for the short pass where Wilson has given the lead. Wilson a hand pass to Rendell, puts Rendell under a bit of pressure, but gets a hand pass now to Nettlefold. Chance of a score as Nettlefold goes goalward, but he's offline, and only 1 point the result.
So some opportunities going begging on both sides. 5-8 to 6-6 with 4-point margin, favouring the Bombers.
Very even contest, Sandy.
Yes, it is. At the 21-minute mark of the second term, Shane Hurt bounces his way out of fullback. Puts out a short one to Weston, picks it up on the half volley, then goes towards the wing. Merritt was held. Clayton lending support, a solidly built Clayton. The pass is good to Vanderhaar. Thought about the handball to Clayton going past again, but will now put it deep in towards goal. Kink has made his way back there. It is pushed away from him. Bahaja, Kink, a shot, but it's smothered, and Hinchin says, I'll just poke it over the line for another behind, so the margin is now 5 points.
I must admit, Sandy, Kink does look dangerous down there.
My word, he does when he gets away. But Les Parrish is not giving him a lot of latitude at the moment. As we see Carlson Up towards the wing. Coleman, the target. He's got the free kick.
I don't think Glenn is quite as badly hurt as he's made it look.
No, he's seen some other performances and trying to emulate them possibly.
But who knows?
He could be somewhat dazed as Roos. Looking for Quinlan. Through his hands. At the back is Carey. Conlon there also for Fitzroy. Desperate stuff. Weston. Well done to get out of trouble. He's got 15 metres to boot, so he'll be able to push this ball back towards the wing.
Quinlan doesn't look too good down there, Sandy.
The kick from Paul Weston. In fact, going towards the centre. Wilson. Tackled by King. Not before he gets it to Carlson. There's danger as Richard Osborne picks it up. Goes in towards the pocket. Side bottom is there. Andrews is there, but so too is McMahon. And it is he who's playing in front of the pack who took him up. Now he has yet another chance of putting Fitzroy back in front. His contribution is 1 goal 1 to date. And this term, when Essendon have threatened to break away, Fitzroy have just persisted. They've stuck to their guns strongly. He guides it. He guides it beautifully. And the Royals have hit the front. 6-8 to 6-7 on Sevens big lead.
Yes, David McMahon. Veteran of 214 league games, Sandy, so he's been around for quite a while. And you watch now the experience of David McMahon. Osborne on replay, putting the ball forward. A well-judged mark by David McMahon, eventually finishing up with his second goal.
Centre bounce once again, and it will be King who gets a bad bounce. He's got support through Hawker. They've been able to answer the challenge, Essendon, in the past. What will they do this time? Towards Danaher, but he's beaten for it by Hinchin.
Hinchin back on Danaher, Sandy.
Yes, an interesting move. Who knows whether it was nerves in that first term, and perhaps he's settled down. Let's hope so. The centre wing, waiting at the front of the pack is Carlson. Will be solidly met. Is so, but keeps his eye on the football, goes after it again and comes out with it. Pushes it over the shoulder to Roos. Clever football. And Fitzroy starting to run now up to the half-forward line. Conlon the flyer. Quick handball away to Rendell. They're starting to look good, Fitzroy. In towards the pocket. Side bottom and Andrews. They lock arms. Side bottom.
Side bottom's free kick. Free kick, Sandy.
He's renowned for those one-handed grabs, but they locked arms and side bottom will take the free kick and hobble back. And the dejected Ronnie Andrews can do nothing about it. Side bottom has not goal to date. Fitzroy lead by 1 point. Pushed him right round. Drop punt on its way. 1 point. So Fitzroy now lead by 2 points. 45 plays 43 into time on. Carey this time brings the ball back into play. Bradbury was up against 2 opponents then and did it beautifully to Bahaja, who pushes out wider. Big Madden loping around that outer wing, can steady, floated up to Kink. Possibly within scoring distance. Use a drop punt. He's got onto it all right. It's a beautiful looking kick by Rene King, but just off target and another behind. So he's kicked 1 goal 3 for the day so far. So he little like Terry Danaher. Didn't have the kicking boot on. Here's danger. Here's real danger. Bahaja says thank you. Shoots in towards goal and puts it through. And again, good work by King. 2 goals to Bahaja and Essendon regain the lead. 7-8 to 6-9 on Sevens big lead.
The more I see of National's home video systems,
the more I see you,
the more I realize why I like them. They've got more pro features, more cameras than anyone, a portable that's more portable. I tell you, National builds home video systems like professionals want, and TV sets good enough to go with them. They're big entertainers.
From National.
Hey, how come you only use me for withdrawals? What about all those other things, like depositing, paying off your bank card, transferring money from one account to another, or finding out your balance? I can do all that in seconds. 7 days a week.
When you get to know your handy bank, banking becomes so much faster and easier. And at Westpac, we're rolling our sleeves up to make it easier still. There are so many things you can do.
Hey, aren't you going to introduce me?
When you get to know your handy bank.
Real men always keep their cool, and real men always enjoy Cheezels because real cheese eaters eat Cheezels.
Monday on The New Price is Right. Come on, give them a big welcome. Warwick, our carryover champ for the second night. Will Warwick win a showcase including this magnificent watch, the bedroom setting, the camera outfit, the car? The New Price is Right. Monday, 6 o'clock.
And we rejoin the match now at the 21-minute mark of the third quarter, and this time it's the Lions, and they're leading by 13 points.
So Pert will be the player to bring the ball back into play. Gets the lead from Hinchin. Hinchin takes the mark. Drives it up towards centre wing. Roos getting away from Duckworth takes the mark. So Paul Roos on centre wing. The hand pass to Nettlefold. Time to have one bounce. Steadies. Puts a long kick up towards the square. It's side bottom he's looking for. Off the hands of the pack, and Wilson put it through off the ground. Gary Wilson kicks his first goal. And Fitzroy 10-12, 72. Essendon 7-11, 53.
Beautiful kick by Michael Nettlefold, who came streaming down the ground. And with a long penetrating kick towards Gary's side bottom. Over his head and the pack, but Scout, number 29, comes into picture now, and a little chip, he makes no mistake. Centre bounce, the Bombers in real strife. Down goes Hawker, and another bounce. Almost 22 minutes played. The Bombers trailing by 19 points. They desperately want to score. Williams tries to get out of the pack with strength, loses it, so too does Roos. Now the handball comes the way of King, who's been quiet this term. Long up towards Madden. Can't complete the mark. The big fella's got support through Watson. He needs more, possibly. Ball held up, and we'll see another bounce. Got it down to within 25 metres of goal.
Clayton and Watson both on camera at the moment, and Clayton has done a great job there against Watson.
Well, he's done a great job tagging for a number of weeks now. The minder.
From the bounce. Rendell gets the tap. Picked up now by Hinchin. Hinchin's kick, unfortunately for him, goes straight to the opposition in Merv Neagle. So it's Neagle on the half-forward line. Puts the ball high, hoping for Danaher or Madden. The ball comes to ground. Picked up there by Ezard. Ezard's kick down towards the pocket. Danaher coming out. Couldn't get on the second grab, and it's taken through there by Gary Pert for 1 point to Essendon.
No, Bobby. It's going to be a free kick. That behind will not be recorded. Free kick going back to Fitzroy. Ross Thornton will take it in the back pocket. Merritt. Great fly. The quick handball onto Watson. In trouble, out of trouble. A short pass towards the half-forward region. Dana has kicked 3 goals, and with this set shot from 40 metres out directly in front, must have a great chance of scoring, and they certainly want a couple of goals to get back into this game. The drop punt from Terry Danaher. It looks good. It is good. He's kicked his 4th and Essendon's 8th. So the scoreboard sees Fitzroy 10-12, leading the Bombers 8-11 on 7's big lead.
Well, that goal most certainly will give Essendon a boost with a great mark by Merritt. Quick hand pass to Watson. Watson very calm and cool. Had a look, saw the lead from Danaher, and a fine pass.
Back in the middle. Almost into time on. Side bottom. Looked for the free kick. Did not come his way, but they forced it down to the half-forward line. Roos loses out to the hard jar. Williams in a spot of bother. Rendell standing his ground. Will take the kick from the centre. Players running everywhere down in that Fitzroy forward line. At the back is Conlon. Roos was the one that flew. Pushed in the back, and Mickey Conlon. They really do give away some strange free kicks. There's 15 going down.
Yes, and the 15 metres, not because of anything was done to Mickey Conlon, because of what was done to Gary Sidebottom.
Billy Duckworth decided he should rest for a while and lie down. So Conlon. Chance again to give Fitzroy that good break. This time he's off target. Well off target. In fact, out of bounds on the full after the goal, and down umpires conferred.
So Weston of Essendon. Beautiful kick from Weston. Almost reaching the centre. Waiting at the back on that occasion was Nettlefold, and he got such a shock, I feel.
Took it between his legs.
He didn't expect the ball to come over the top of the pack. But it's a bounce. Midway between centre of the ground, centre wing. Merritt gets the big punch. First on the scene is Clayton of Fitzroy, overrun, kicked off the ground by Williams of Essendon, Francis of Fitzroy. Poor kick from Francis. Nagel traps the ball well, comes back onto the left foot. But a free kick has been found against McMahon and will go to Bradbury of Essendon. He plays on. The left foot kick towards centre half forward. Dunnell up high with the big punch, but the free kick has been found. It goes to Fitzroy's Rendell. So Matt Rendell. So a fine quarter of football. He looks there for Carlson. Can Carlson get there? No, Carey traps the ball beautifully. Has one bounce. Puts it wide. Coleman of Fitzroy, almost a mark. The short kick bounces just before the boundary line, so we'll find a throw-in to take place on the Essendon half-forward line. 27 minutes are about to tick around in the third term, and we find the scoreboard saying 72 points Fitzroy, 59 Essendon, so it's 13 points to margin. Madden got the ball down. Thornton trying to get clear of the pack, cannot do so, so a bounce will take place.
And a goal would be just what the doctor ordered for the Bombers at this stage of proceedings. A couple of minutes left in the term. Rendell. A hurried kick was by Hinchin, taken by Folds. A high kick swinging back in towards goal. Danaher gets back there now. The bounce. Madden sockers it through. That's the one they wanted. They're back in business.
Holden Commodore. Out here beyond civilization, it survives easily. It was designed and built to, so that in the city it would be almost indestructible. But we did more than simply engineer Commodore to outlast other cars. We gave it generous family space with seats carefully designed for relaxed long-distance touring, body and suspension computer-tuned for quiet travel. For the driver, Commodore offers unique standards of drivability and handling, plus a host of equipment choices. 2 6-cylinder engines, 2 V8s, power steering, central locking, cruise control, trip computer, and much more. Before you choose your next new car, look into Commodore. It has everything you need.
Sunday Press tomorrow is a 10th birthday bumper issue. Celebrate with the press. There'll be lots of competitions and prizes, including a great family trip flying TAA to Wanderers Paradise, the gateway to the Barrier Reef. The press sports coverage will be better than ever, with complete reports and statistics on the football finals. Neil Roberts looks at Collingwood and where they're headed, and Jacko looks at the backroom boys, the JRs of football. Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
This year, Westpac will help more than 200,000 Australians buy their own homes. At Westpac, we're rolling our sleeves up.
It's time for the guys to step aside and make way for the women of rock. Joan Jett and Melissa Manchester. Kim Wilde, The Motels and Bow Wow Wow. Bananarama. Blondie and Tony Basil. Kate Bush and Frida. Lena Lovitch and the Waitresses. 20 of the hottest ladies in music together on one album. Women of Rock. Get it now from KTEL.
Sunday on the Wonderful World of Disney, the fascinating story of Walt Disney's Silly Symphony, including his Academy Award-winning masterpieces. Animated classics filled with music, wonderful stories, comedy and adventure. The story of the Silly Symphony, this Sunday at 6:30.
So at three-quarter time, anybody's match at the MCG, the Lions leading by the narrow margin of 7 points. Who is it going to be to advance to the preliminary final? Let's go back now to Sandy and Bob.
It's the final term into action, and here we go. Merritt in ruck for the Bombers, up against Matt Rendell, who has improved as the game has progressed. But it's won by Merritt. Donnell taps it further forward. Thornton tries to burst his way through. A handball into the centre is tapped forward by Rendell. This is better. Parrish in trouble. Back to the fast-moving Rendell, who kicks long towards full forward. This could be danger for Essendon. Thumped out of bounds. A mighty thump by Paul Weston, who's done a superb job in defence there today. And we'll see a throw in Fitzroy's right forward pocket. Only some 30 minutes left for one of these sides for 83. Bahaja free kicked and called to play on. Towards centre wing he goes. Izzard is there, unable to complete the mark. Carlson has been busy all day. Donnell shepherds for Folds. He throws the ball out in front of him and loses it, holding the ball. So it will be Lee Carlson from centre wing. Torpedo punt kick to the half-forward region. Quinlan taken out of it from the side. No one able to pick it up, and umpire Rowan Saws will have a bounce on that half-forward line for Fitzroy.
From the bounce, Quinlan beaten for it by Merritt. Carey, the favourite, dives in there. He's tackled by Roos. A good piece of tackling there. The loose ball kicked off the ground by Parrish. Weston traps it. Merritt gets a left foot kick out towards the boundary line. Runs over the line before Conlon can get there. Conlon and Folds of Essendon. So we're throwing on the half-forward flank for Fitzroy. Merritt, side bottom. Side bottom, try to get over the back. Duckworth gets a hand pass to Bahaja. Bahaja lost possession, gains it again. Harris taps the ball forward. Wilson dives in there with Merritt, and the umpire, Rowan Saws, decides it's time for a bounce. Still on the half-forward line for Fitzroy. Tapped on. Desperate play by both sides as we find Duckworth and Wilson, Hurd all diving in there, and so a bounce still virtually on the half-forward line for Fitzroy. Roos doing the ruck work for Fitzroy. Merritt picks it up. The short kick in towards the centre. Watson can't gain possession. Was looking for the free kick. None forthcoming though, and a bounce will take place. Watson appealing for the kick. Umpire Rowan Saws retrieving the ball. We're midway between the centre of the ground and centre wing members' side. Rendell taps it back, taken by Harris. Harris gets the hand pass. The kick towards half forward. McMahon up, couldn't take the mark. Bradbury does well. He's tackled, loses possession, and McMahon will take the kick. David McMahon has kicked many goals from further out than this. Bad luck for Peter Bradbury there, but a good tackle by David McMahon. And so David McMahon, who has kicked 2 goals too. McMahon, 40 metres out. The Fitzroy veteran will be saying to himself, let it go through. The kick from McMahon. It's on line. Will it make the distance? No, it's punched through by the Essendon defence. A little surprise, Sandy, that he went from that distance and didn't go for the torpedo punt.
Yes, so 1 point goes on the board. The margin is now 8 points. Fitzroy 10-13, Essendon a 9-11. Vanderhaar brings it back into play to the half-back line. Parrish unable to complete the mark for Fitzroy. It will be an Essendon free kick. The ironical cheers go up for Merv Neagle to kick it over the centre. Donnell up high. Centre of the ground, a low trajectory drop punt. Danaher unable to complete the mark, and the defence pounce upon that football. So a bounce to take place at centre half forward. An interesting change. Side bottom is coming off the ground, and this man, Grant Laurie, with that heavily bandaged left thigh, he's just testing it out a little, goes on. We're at centre half forward though with the Bombers. Harris overruns it, been so courageous. Pushed back towards that half back line. The handball comes the way of Williams, in trouble, out of trouble. A left foot kick in towards full forward. Danaher shepherded out on that occasion, and Glenn Coleman takes the mark at full back. 15 metres. Sees Coleman kick long in towards the centre, and an easy mark taken by Merritt. Half forward line. That's a good mark by Ezard. One of the smaller players on the ground. Been a dream find for the Bombers. Floating a kick towards full forward. And Bahaja, although in front, is having it taken away. There's another 15. So there have been 13 15-metre penalties against Essendon and 5 against Fitzroy to date.
Grant Laurie has gone to full forward. Quinlan coming out to centre half forward, Sandy.
Right, over the centre. Roos proving a very exciting player for Fitzroy. Still only 8 points the difference to the half forward line. McMahon, well done. And the free kick will go the way of Essendon. Will be taken by Merv Neagle. Has Merritt out wide. Looks to go a little more directly than that to the half forward line. And reading it better than anyone was Williams at the back of the pack. 15 metres. Will we get used to them in towards the pocket. And a good mark taken in that position by Madden. Will be brought round from a pretty acute angle, but he does have the opportunity of making the margin just 2 points. Distance is not a problem. Kicked one in the third term, and he's kicked that one. Here come the Bombers. The margin is 2 points on Seven's big lead.
So this great crowd here at the MCG, certainly geared for a great finish. 10-13 to 10-11. 7 minutes have gone in the final term. We watch on replay. Darren Williams putting the ball forward. Simon Madden taking the nice mark, and he eventually put through his second goal.
The bounce once again, the crowd really coming to life. A crowd of something like 75,000 people here to witness this knockout final. Harris pushes it out wide towards Francis for Fitzroy. Now they go down to the half-forward line. Wilson's loose there. He played on. Umpire Kevin Smith giving him the benefit of the doubt. Centering the football, looking for Roos. Coming over the top. Won't be paid the football, but he plays on to Carlson, who can steady, shoot in towards full forward. Bradbury traps it beautifully and comes away well. Good work, straight back towards Carlson, who now has been joined by Folds and is taken out over the line, so a throw-in to take place.
Throw-in on the half-forward line for Fitzroy. 2 points to margin. Fitzroy holding that slender 2-point lead. Rendell with Merritt. Rendell gets the ball down. He was looking for Carlson. Free kick has gone the way of Fitzroy, and Leon Harris will take the kick. So Harris decides to the long kick. Vanderhaar in the front position, a lovely mark. Paul Vanderhaar looking for a 15-metre penalty and getting it. So Vanderhaar now, still just short of centre half back. Favours the drop punt in towards the centre. Watson couldn't take the one-hander. Knocked on there by Hinchin. The hand pass comes from Hawker to Watson. On to Weston. Weston down towards Danaher in the pocket. Danaher leading Pert. Hooks the ball high towards the goal square. Madden and Coleman punched away. Madden tried to kick it. Ezard tries to kick it. Smothered. King puts it through. Essendon in front. second goal, and Essendon lead by 4 points.
You could win the spectacular Porsche 928S or one of 10 Pan American holidays by entering the Shell Lucky Lubricants draw. With any Shell oil change or Shell oil purchase, you could take off with one of these great prizes. Enter now at your participating Shell service station, but hurry!
Australia's largest network of handy banks gives you banking when you want it. At Westpac, we're rolling our sleeves up.
You've probably spent the odd winter Saturday watching the bouncing ball, and some special spring Tuesdays having a small float, and memory-filled summer afternoons dodging runaway beach balls, and smoke-filled autumn Sundays raking the leaves, and many breakfasts reading the Age. All that means you're a Victorian, and that means your good taste has come alive in your own margarine, polyunsaturated Melba margarine. So, here's a toast.
It's football's greatest day, and it's produced some unforgettable moments. Now, for the first time, you can relive them all at home. Barry Breen's match-winning point in St Kilda's first premiership. Big Nick hitting the turf as the Tigers roared to the 73 flag. Carlton's miraculous comeback in 1970, and all the action from this year's Grand Final. The Great Grand Finals, available on video cassette from the VFL for only $79.50, plus postage. This is the plan. Kidnap the mother of the President of the United States. Hold her hostage on the Eiffel Tower until they pay $30 million ransom. That is the plan. The trick is to get off the tower. Alistair MacLean's The Hostage Tower, Sunday night 8:30, brought to you by Wiltshire.
Here they go. Bahagia through. Will it lip them to Donnell? He can get the handball away. He does. Weston another long run towards King. Back they go to Weston on the left foot. He snaps at goal. He's kicked it. Great goal by Paul Weston. And the Bombers have come alive in 83. 2 quick goals. And they're starting to fire, and Fitzroy are a little stunned.
That's what Paul Weston, now playing at centre half back, came right down the ground, carried right through. It was a great goal by Paul Weston. 10 points, the margin now held by Essendon. 19 points is the lead held by Fitzroy during that third quarter, but the Bombers have refused to give in. The big punch from Merritt. Francis took his eye off the ball, so didn't gain possession. Williams picks it up, goes back towards the centre, and Roger Merritt, he gets the hand pass over the top to Hurd. Essendon in full flight as Hurd gets it to Bradbury, over the top to Folds. Folds steadies, puts the long kick over the half-forward line. Up high, up and down before acceptances was Madden. The loose ball comes out now, tapped on by Parrish. Madden comes in again. Coleman hooks the ball forward. Donnell tries to gain possession. Hinchin comes in. So too does Osborne, but the umpire decides it's time for a bounce. The bounce will take place on the Essendon half-forward line. 11 minutes have gone in this final term. 10 points the lead held by Essendon. Madden gets the backhander and gives away a free kick as he was doing so. So Rendell will take the kick. Rendell of Fitzroy. The hand pass wide to Nettlefold. One bounce. Then the hand pass to Carlson. Quick hand pass from Carlson, looking for Wilson. Couldn't trap it the first time. Gets out of trouble. A hand pass, he tops one too high, and Wilson will take the free kick.
So Wilson from the centre of the ground. Essendon leading by 10 points after trailing at one stage by 19 to half-forward Quinlan. Even though it's Super Boot, he's too far out to score. Only played 12 minutes of this final term, so there's plenty of time left. Towards full forward. McMahon's in front. He's kicked 2 goals. His great experience really has told down in the forward line today. Chance to cut the margin back to 4 points. Winner of this match to go on and meet North Melbourne in the preliminary final. David McMahon is deadly towards goal. He makes no exception this time. And Fitzroy, 11-13, trailing Essendon 12-11 on Sevens' big lead.
Once again, 4 points. The lead held by Essendon is on replay. We see Bernie Quinlan put the kick forward. The front position, David McMahon brings it down. And if ever you needed a lead as to where you get from trying to take a mark, Sandy, it's in front. 4 points, the lead held by Essendon. Merritt against Rendell. Merritt takes the ball out of the centre. Taken away from him by Nettlefold. The loose ball comes forward. Hinchin gets a push in the back. No free kick. And so the bounce will take place 20 metres closer to the Essendon goal than the centre circle. Big pack of players around the bounce. Rendell gets the tap this time. It favours Neagle. Neagle's kick towards half forward. Kink in the front position. It's punched away by Parrish. Knocked on again by Wilson. Bahaja comes out with it. He's tackled. The loose ball tapped on by Pert. Picked up by Williams. He loses possession and he is penalised accordingly.
It's too slow. So the Fitzroy defence hanging on grimly.
Osborne of Fitzroy with the kick.
From the half-back line. Rendell saying go longer towards half-forward. Carey up with the one hand to try and spoil. Play on will be the call. Ezard beaten for it by McMahon. And umpire Rowan Saws will come in for a bounce. A crowd of 81,090 people watching this game here at the MCG. Through comes Ezard. Steadies to the half-forward line. Danaher. Spoiled. Waiting down. The opportunist Hawker sets up the handball to Watson. Another one back to Danaher. He's in trouble, out of trouble, threading and weaving. Now back to Watson, who kicks long in towards full forward. Madden will come over the top and see it thump through for one behind only. And so they creep just a little further ahead. A 5-point break midway during this final term. And it will be the final term for the year for one of these sides. Grant Laurie called back onto the ground despite injury. Kicks out, looking for Rendell. Great mark over the top by Duckworth. The umpire, no, he said, he won't pay that as a mark. We'll have a bounce. Billy saying, why wasn't it? The crowd somewhat hushed at the moment. Rendell, who's worked tirelessly all day on the ball, will have to do it again. 15.5 minutes gone. Rendell flicking it over the back, but it was pushed towards the half-forward line for the Bombers. Bahaja got a lightning handball. Back towards King, thrown out towards Ezard. A high kick, gathering little distance, but who'll be first to the drop of it? A chance for Hawker. He was tripped. Holding the ball goes against him. So Fitzroy out of trouble again to Carlson on the half-back line. He loves to run, Lee Carlson. He loves the conditions too. Over the head of Carey, but he recovers well to pounce on it with Roos. Throw it out towards Bradbury, who gets a hurried kick back towards the wing. The mark was dropped on that occasion by Hawker. It lets in Wilson. He scoots over the centre towards the half-forward line. A spoil by Vanderhaar. Who's going to be first to it? Now a chance for Hawthorn of the Essendon side once again to go forward. Up towards the half-forward line goes Neagle's kick. Waiting down was Danaher. Gives it across to King. He can steady with the handball. Here's another one to the Bombers. Frank Donnell shoots towards goal and puts it through. Back again to an 11-point break for the Bombers. 13-12 to Fitzroy's 11-13.
It's good teamwork by Essendon there as Merv Neagle gained possession. And there, out of the 81,000, as a hand pass comes from Danaher. Kink, hand pass over the top. Good play by Danaher and Kink to see Frank Donnell put the ball through. Centre bounce. Merritt gets the ball. Gains possession himself. It comes back towards Rendell. Hawker comes out with it. The left foot kick towards the half-forward line. Over the top comes Pert. The big punch. Too high, though. It's taken by Ezard. Ezard's kick out wide. Laurie and Madden. Madden taps it over the top. Great play by Madden as Terry Danaher goes towards goal and brings up goal number 5. 5 goals to the Essendon skipper. And Essendon 96 to 79. 70.
Sevens Big League is part of the Holden Premiership season.
And Essendon going on to win the match by 23 points and thereby advance to the preliminary final. The Bombers far too good in the final term, kicking 7 goals to 2 goals to. The goal kickers for the match this afternoon for Fitzroy initially, their main goal kickers, McMahon got 3 and Quinlan 2. And for Essendon, the main goal kickers for the Bombers, Danaher 5, Bahaja 3 and 2 each to Kink and Madden. Statistics on the match, the kicks, very little in it, only a margin of 6 in favour of Essendon. The mark 63 to 56. The free kicks, Fitzroy in favour there, 44 to 36. The handball 73 to 53, a margin of 20 to Fitzroy. The hit-outs 30 to 51. Essendon very much in command there with Madden doing very well around the ground and at the hit-outs, and the shots at goal 31 to 34 in favour of the Bombers, and that's how they finished up at the MCG this afternoon. Stephen Phillips went into the Essendon rooms after the game and he spoke first of all to a delighted top supporter in Andrew Peacock.
Well, frankly, best wedding present a lot for Margaret and I had to leave her behind to come in here. That's good enough, Stephen. Yes, a great game.
Did you ever feel any doubt?
Well, I'd have to momentarily when we were 19 points down, although I'd been very confident all week. They've been a hoodoo team for us, Fitzroy. They played it very hard and very well, but the fellas, I think, will go on and win the flag.
While Mr. Peacock joined in the celebrations, Coach Kevin Sheedy was more than happy with the way his players performed.
Oh yes, you know, we believe that you know, good strong football's what the game's about, and you know, we're a goal down at half time, but I felt that in the end, you know, the encouragement that I pursued with the boys to really work hard at getting the ball, you know, really got us through in the end.
Kevin, there was something of a scuffle at half time. What exactly happened?
I'm not quite sure, to be quite honest, Stephen. I know that one of our players was pushed or knocked walking up the race, and you know, we just probably, I suppose, people around the Essendon camp defending it.
There were, of course, 2 reported players in the match. Gary Sidebottom, the Fitzroy centre-half forward, was in a bit of trouble with the umpires, and he'll front the tribunal on a striking charge on Monday. And the Bombers' strongman, Ronnie Andrews, was also reported, not on a striking charge, but on a charge of using threatening language to field umpire Smith during the 3rd quarter, and Scott Palmer will have details of those reports later on during Sevens Big League. Jack Edwards made his way to the Fitzroy dressing rooms after the game, and he spoke to a very disappointed coach, Robbie Walls.
2 weeks in a row, Robert, the MCG, and 2 weeks much the same result.
Yes, Jack, very disappointing, very disappointing.
Were you surprised by the vigour that Essendon used right from the start of the game? They seemed to hit Fitzroy very hard.
No.
You weren't surprised at all?
No, that's the way that they've played, and you know, expected that it wouldn't stop today.
Did you think it took the toll on some of your smaller players, because as the game wore on, they seemed to their legs seemed to be getting less and less?
No, I don't think so, Jack. I thought that we played ordinary football in the first half, and yet we were still there. The 3rd quarter, we had our chances to break away and get a 3 or 4 goal lead. And, you know, a couple of careless errors, and we came in at 3/4 time only a goal up when, you know, perhaps we could have been 3 or 4. But that's to Essendon's credit, because they never gave in, and 2 goals they got in time on just before 3/4 time were pretty valuable goals. And in the last quarter, well, they certainly finished the stronger than we did, but you know, in answer to your question, I don't think it was our smaller players running out of legs.
You're involved in an altercation of some kind at half-time we saw on film. We don't know exactly what happened. Can you enlighten us there?
Well, just all the players came in at once, and it was pretty crowded.
And Kevin Egan, the Essendon team manager, was also involved. I noticed the police got hold of him but let him go very quickly. You can't give us any more information on it?
No, no. All I heard was my old mate Ronnie Andrews wishing me well.
Robbie Walls, a very disappointed Fitzroy coach, and nevertheless a very successful season by the Lions in season 1983. And speaking of Lions success, Bernie Quinlan will of course top the goal-kicking list and win the John Coleman Medal for doing such. He kicked only 2 goals today for a season's tally of 116. Lee Matthews got 5 today at VFL Park, and Terry Danaher also got 5 goals today at the MCG. You're watching Sevens Big League, and we'll be back with the second semi-final at VFL Park between Hawthorn and North Melbourne in just a moment.
Some people's idea of National in the kitchen stops at microwaves. Oh, thank you. I mean, I wouldn't be without my genius. But what about National's new food processor? It does more than anyone. And National blenders, mixers, juicers, rice cookers, toasters. dishwashers, even vacuum cleaners. Other people just make appliances. National puts friends in your kitchen. My kitchen wouldn't be complete without National.
From National.
Home style, Bonnet's cookies taste home style. Bonnet's make them the way you'd make them, home style. Good and home style.
No one makes a range of cookies as good as Arnott's because Arnott's make cookies the way you'd make them, with only the best ingredients. So when you reach for a cookie, reach for an Arnott's.
Bonnet's cookies taste home style.
If you thought the peace of mind of owning an electronic security system was out of your price range, think again. Secura Home. Peace of mind you can afford. A whole new dimension in home security. Secura Home requires no special wiring or costly structural alterations and can be installed in your home in only a few hours. Plus, Secura Home's cordless control unit gives you instant security. This unit can be activated anywhere on your property, up to a range of 50 meters, while its inbuilt panic alarm provides the sort of security only a woman can appreciate. Secura Home's modular design can be augmented by personal emergency necklaces, door and window contacts, window tape, and smoke detectors, all for surprisingly little cost. Secura Home, peace of mind you can afford. Available from Security Supply, South Melbourne and Bayswater. Phone 690-5792 and 729-5400.
For a day of real family fun, there's just nothing like the footy. At Melbourne's home of football, VFL Park, the whole family can really enjoy all the thrills and excitement of Australia's own game. And at VFL Park, everything's laid on, with clean modern facilities and ample parking. Whichever side you follow, you'll see all the action Saturday at the home of football, VFL Park.
On Tuesday night, the conclusion to the last convertible. Now that the war is over, they must start to rebuild their lives. But first, certain truths about themselves must be faced, no matter how painful. The last convertible, concluding Tuesday night at 8:30.
We go to VFL Park now for the second semi-final. Hawthorn, starting with Polkinghorne and McCarthy on the bench, leaving out Moore, Shields and Byrne. North Melbourne elected to start with Cowton and Hodgman on their interchange bench for the second semi. And indeed, the second semi-final clash at VFL Park today once again drew together the two arch-rivals of the 70s in Hawthorn and North Melbourne. Surprisingly, in view of their success in that decade, neither team has a large following, and that's certainly explaining the poor crowd at the game of just over 41,000 fans. Further to their dominance of the 70s, the two sides have clashed 11 times in finals, with the Hawks winning 7 and the Kangaroos 4. They previously met in the first semi-final of last year, with Hawthorn successful by 52 points, while this year their first round meetings have resulted in a win apiece. North, of course, were refreshed by the rest of last week. Hawthorn had to pull out all stops to shake off Fitzroy by 4 points. And we pick up play tonight at the 9-minute mark of the second quarter. And with me in the commentary box is Lou Richards.
It bounces beautifully for him too. And the dual Brownlow medalist is off and running. The ball down over the half-forward line, punched away by O'Halloran. Beautiful play by Mew as he taps it back there to Green, but there's a smother up now. Pushed out again by Jonas over to Shimmerbush. A fumble going on by Hodgman, too slow. As the ball finally comes back there to Green, he's tackled. Was it in the back? The umpire said no, and he'll ball it up about 30 metres out from the North Melbourne goal.
Must admit, I thought there was a kick to each side there.
That was pretty ferocious football on both sides' part that time. So it'll be a ball up or a throw up about 30 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. Pushed out by McCann. Back it comes to Hodgman. Grabbed again. Not moving away from the packs too well. We see Shimmerbush grabbed and the ball is finally over the line and out of bounds. Well, it certainly gives the fella sitting on the play with the ball now because they can't move out of the mud. So the idea is to dwell on. Finally goes through the legs of about 4 players. Picked up by Ayres. Coming in to meet it now is Few. He got under that one. Couldn't hold the mark. Goes for tries to get it. He got it out too. A good bit of play to Phil Cracker. Finally, the ball is pushed over by Atkins, and Hodgman going for a long kick up there towards the goals. He's got it! That's a beautiful goal by Hodgman. A great goal. And now we see North Melbourne 3 goals for 22 to Hawthorn. Still yet to score a goal, 3 points. 10.5 minutes gone of this second quarter.
Well, North Melbourne, the only side that looked like scoring goals at the moment, and this was the best forward move of the day.
Great play on the part of Fury that time, Peter.
Yes, he's been a very good player for North Melbourne. What he has done, I've been very impressed with, and that was a gem of a goal. Hodgman just coming on. North Melbourne doing nothing wrong, really, at the moment. 11 minutes gone, second quarter. North doing it easily in the second semi, going for a place in the grand final. Buckenara. Matthews has had one kick. He won't get one here. Tuck. Almost caught. Back to Matthews. The handball from Lee over towards Loveridge. High to fall forward. Knights is there on his own and misses the mark. McCarthy goes. So Hawthorn's first goal coming up at the 11-minute mark of the second quarter. 3-4, 22 to 1-3-9.
Knights looked back at the umpire there in disgust. I think he thought the umpire should have played that mark. So we'll have a look at it again. Knights coming in now. No, taken away from him, luckily for Hawthorn, by McCarthy, and an easy goal.
Interestingly, Lou, the two players that have kicked the last two goals have just come on as interchange players. No, definitely not a mark.
Certainly wasn't.
Hodgman for North Melbourne, and then, of course, Michael McCarthy for Hawthorn. He replaced Ken Judge. So, a long time for Hawthorn's first goal. The crowd finally come to life at VFL Park. They've had little to cheer about at the moment. No one getting the ball away from the centre from the bounce. Play on, says the umpire. Tuck tries to do just that. Gets it to Schwab. A high kick back towards the circle. In front is Knights. Knocked down to Payton. In goes Wallace. Bad hand pass. Kelly is there for North Melbourne. Had 8 possessions in the first term. Hodgman out towards centre wing. Dench is there. Gets clear of Tuck. Short pass. In the road, Russell Green for Hawthorn.
And Russell Green doing a pretty good job as he gives the ball over to Ayres, out towards the wing position. Punched away from Wallace by Hodgman. He bounces on the ball. For the umpire, what is he going to do? Ball this up? Yes, a ball up on the centre wing position. Hawthorn 139 points to North Melbourne 3-4-22. Just on the 13-minute mark of the second quarter. Knocked out by Dempsey again. Hodgman, oh, that's good soccer style as the ball goes down there. It's a beautiful mark to Fury. He's played a great game. Going for McCann again. Oh, good solid defence by Mew that time, and the umpire's going to ball it up again about 35 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. Knocked out by Mew. Oh, down goes Ayres. Got the solid one that time from Schimmelbusch. And once again the umpire will ball it up. This time it's about 40 metres out from the North goal. Back to Kennedy. He's grabbed, got one in the back, or he was held on when he didn't have the ball. And the umpire's paid him a free kick just short of half back. Hand pass coming over to Robertson, one of their best runners. Takes the ball to the half back line. Boots it out towards the wing position, looking there for Brown. Oh, he nearly lost it. He's got it. Got away from Dents then pretty easily. And then they've got to watch here today, North Melbourne. A short pass out to Green, one of Hawthorn's best players. Another hand pass to Di Domenico. And Dippy has a long shot at goal. Will it come around enough? No, it's off target. And that's another point. So just on the 14-minute mark, we see North Melbourne 3-4-22 to Hawthorn 1-4, 10 points. Well, Hawthorn looking a little bit better now. Starting to put their game together. There's Keith Gregg. Oh, he shrugged Buckenara off beautifully that time. Goes for a short pass out there to Phil Cracker on his own at half back. He'll go for another pass, looking for Glenn Denning. Is it too long? It is. Glenn Denning on the boundary line. Couldn't juggle it well enough, and the ball is out of bounds up towards North Melbourne's half-forward line, but a good distance around from their goals. Crowd building up now around about the 45,000 mark, I would say. A little bit disappointing. So it's Payton going for a big punt. We see the ball finally picked up by Phil Cracker, weaving through the pack. Gets it over to McDonald. Dropped the ball. That was a good tackle that time by Kennedy. And he'll take the free kick out there at half-back for Hawthorn. Now, as I said before, Hawthorn looking a bit better now. Out there to Brereton. He and Dents get under the ball. They both go after, kicked off the ground again by Brereton. Back it goes to Wallace. He's grabbed, tries to tap it out. He gets it out to McCarthy, grabbed by Phil Cracker. It's finally Law pushing the ball out to Dents. Another one coming over to Watkins. He goes for a pass, not a good one. And the ball is out of bounds on the centre wing position. So just over the 15-minute mark, it's North Melbourne 3-4-22 to Hawthorn 1 goal for 10 points.
12 points the difference, but under these conditions, that's worth about 5 goals, I think. Knocked away by Dempsey. Demetriou from McDonald. Plenty of room to move. Demetrio and a long kick. Jonas, oh, lovely knock on to Hodgman.
Free kick against him.
Yes. O'Halloran takes the free kick. Robertson plays on and gets caught, does he?
He'll take it off him. No, he's not.
No, it's one each, I think. Loveridge, offloaded, beautiful bump. Downfield, says the umpire. Too high. And a free kick going Hawthorn's way. Now it's a play on call. Matthews caught by Glendinning. Out comes McCarthy, not with the ball. Scooped out to Keith Gregg. Laura's in there, likewise Tuck. Rovis. Out to Matthews, only kick number 2 for Lethal Lee. In towards the goal square. Birdie! He's paid the mark. DP Domenico had a shot for goal earlier and kicked it behind on the run from about 35 metres out. It was good grab. And DP Domenico not usually a forward. Can't quite pick up where he's playing at the moment. He doesn't kick many goals. Let's see what he can do with this one. Ooh, sneaked it in, did he? Yes, he did. Only just Hawthorn's second goal, and they come a little bit closer in the second semi-final. 3-4 to 2-4. It's a goal the difference.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia, from here at home and far across the sea. Seen them run, swim and fall, seen them hit and kick the ball and make arena our favourite colour TV. We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia on Rank Arena, Australia's favourite colour TV. Seen them run, swim and fall, seen them hit and do it all on Rank Arena, our favourite colour TV.
And now, Rank Arena make this champion of an offer. We'll give your money back if you believe there's a better colour TV picture.
See him try, see him fall, see it best of all at Rank Arena, our favourite colour TV.
Arnott's Salada biscuits are very versatile.
Salada in the morning, salada in the evening, salada at supper time. You can enjoy salada just about any time.
Crisp, light Arnott's Salada. Man size, snack size, bite size.
You can enjoy salada just about any time.
Arnott's Salada or Salada with wholemeal are so versatile.
The risk with powder cleansers is harsh scratching. But Jif puts an end to that. Creamy, smooth Jif has more grease cutters than a powder. All the power to remove stubborn dirt. All the power to get surfaces clean and shiny without harsh scratching. Jif.
Oh, Vicky, look.
Mike Willesee takes you inside a country practice.
It's the Wombat.
What's Fatso like to work with? What's Cookie like in real life? You'll see the tricks of the trade, see the stars of the show in their private lives. Share the fun, the tears, the tension, and the real thoughts of the folk who make Australia's best-loved show when Mike Willesee takes you inside a country practice, Sunday, 7:30.
Back to the second quarter now, and at the 20-minute mark, North Melbourne leading by 4 points.
4 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. Dempsey again, but no one there for North Melbourne. The umpire's found a free kick, and it'll go to Tuck out there at half forward.
He could just about grow tulips in his beard, Michael Tuck. It's covered in mud.
That's right. Kicked by Tucker's up there towards full forward, punched away, down towards Matthews. A snap at goal, but it won't make the distance. There's Keith Gregg in the fullback position to take the mark. He decides to come across the ground now. Goes for a kick, but there's no one. There's a chance for DP Domenico to mark this one. He does. Oh, he's upended his mate this time. And of course he goes for a short pass. Is it dangerous? No, little Loveridge has got it. And they're moving around pretty well down there in attack, Hawthorn. This is Loveridge's 12th kick for the game, so he's doing pretty well. And he's only about 35 metres out from goal, on about a 45-degree angle. And a chance, of course, to put Hawthorn's third goal on the board and put them in front. There's the kick. Not a bad sort of a kick either. It's a goal by the little rover. So the Hawks have hit the front. 3 goals, 6-24. To North Melbourne, 3-4-22. And of course, that looks as though it's the scoring end. Peter, they're kicking with the tide, I should imagine.
That'll be about right. So it would seem anyway. As we watch it again, Keith Gregg's kick a little bit short. DP Domenico reading it well. He got the pass on to Loveridge. Was looking for a 15-metre penalty, I think, more in hope than anything else. And Loveridge taking the mark, which resulted in the goal. 21 3/4 minutes gone, second quarter. Dempsey. The tuck is there. Shepherds. Mew trying to get clear. Did he have the ball? It will be a ball up, says umpire Tony Bryant. And of course he will have to throw it up. Player's ankle deep in mud over there. Knocked on by Demetriou. McCann had it. No, he didn't, said the umpire, and he will get the free kick for being grabbed when not in possession. McCann from almost half forward. Now who's holding who? Umpire had called play on. Phil Cracker to Jonas. Beautiful smother by O'Halloran. Loose ball for Demetriou. Taps it on. Atkins looking for a free kick, and he'll get it.
Well, he grabbed him a mile before he had the ball, or minutes before he had the ball that time, Peter.
So little Atkins only 15 metres out from goal. As we watch that again, Atkins had the arms up in a flash. So North Melbourne a chance to once again hit the front. Atkins has kicked one. He should be able to put this through without too many problems. What's he done? One behind. I think we can only assume he didn't get a footing, otherwise he would have. So it's 3-5 to 3-6. The Hawks lead by 1 point in the second semi-final. O'Halloran brings the ball back into play. That's a beautiful kick, plenty of distance in that. Atkins goes the punch, not successful in getting it to a teammate. It finds Michael Tuck onto Kennedy. To centre field, Keith Gregg, always safe, marks over Brereton. To Glendinning. Wide to the wing, looking for Demetriou, who's had a pretty good quarter. Schwab. Get out, Demetriou again. Well... So Andy Demetriou puts North into attack. Looking for McDonald. Had his name on it. Tuck. Or kicks it straight to Payton. It bounced off his rump, I think. And slither and slide. Out to Kennedy now. Kennedy chips it to Buckenara. Barely 10 metres. Gary Buckenara from short of right centre wing. In towards the centre. Wallace takes the mark. It was a good grab. Now Wallace hadn't gone over the mark. Now it's a play-on call. The Hawthorn centre man does. Scragg straight to Ramsey, who gets offloaded by Matthews. Loveridge and Abernathy picked up by Loveridge, looking for Brereton. Dentures there, almost a mark. No, play on. McCarthy. The hand pass to Buckenara. That's close to goal. Buckenara's first, and Hawthorn lead again. 4-6-30 to North Melbourne 3-5-23.
Just on the 25-minute mark, that goal. And of course we watch it again. Kicked off the ground by McCarthy, but a good hand pass, and Buckenara, always pretty reliable when shooting at goal, and put a very handy one through just before half-time. Into the time-on period by about 10 seconds. And the Hawks in front by 7 points. Free kick there, going this time to Tuck. To go to Payton. It's a hand pass now to Tuck. Tuck puts Hawthorn back into attack again. Matthews at the back over Dempsey. I think he said they'll pay that.
Paid it.
He's paid it. Dempsey going crook at the umpire. Walks away in disgust. Comes back again. Let's see it again. Well, I don't know. I think he might have grabbed it. At any rate, he gave away about 6'4" there. I think he's entitled to have it. So there he is now, directly in front. Lethal Lee Matthews, about 30 metres out. And there's another one coming up for the Hawks. So it's 3-5-23 in North Melbourne. Hawthorn really bouncing back into business. 5-6-36.
Well, Lee Matthews has been fairly quiet, but let's take a look at the mark again. Well, Dempsey had his hands on it, Lou.
No doubt about it. I think the umpire may have played that for effort.
If we watch it from another angle, well, cunning play by Matthews. Make up your own mind on the mark. It did result in a goal.
26 minutes gone, and The crowd really coming to life now as Hawthorn bounce back and looking pretty good. Ball back to Shimmerbush. He's slung to the ground that time by Payton. Good play as he kicks it off. Oh, Ramsey and Knights nearly tussle that time, but we see Touch not getting clear. The ball driven up there by Ramsey. Looking out there for Hodgman, but Ayres has got him well covered. Kicks the ball back there to Kennedy and holding the ball against him. That was sudden death. And the free kick to go to McDonald. So it's a chance now for North Melbourne to bounce back. Well, this game's really come to life now as the ball goes back up there towards McCann. Couldn't hold that mark. Backing up well. That time as Rodney in the back pocket hooks it back towards the half-back line. McDonald and Kennedy come out to meet it. And the ball is out of bounds on that centre wing position. About 70 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. North Melbourne really struggling in attack at the moment. They've gone through the same setup as Hawthorn did in the first quarter. Couldn't score hardly. So the ball back there, kicked off the ground that time by Robinson. Picked up by Buckenara, but Knights fumbles the ball. And we see going after him now. Good play by Keith Grigg. Magnificent play. Abernethy with a hand pass to Glendenning. A long shot at the goal, but he's off target, the centre half back, and it's through for another point. That was beautiful play on the part of Keith Grigg, getting it at that time to Glendenning. So it's 3-6-24 North Melbourne to Hawthorn, looking a lot better, 5-6-36.
Now Halloran short pass taken by Buckenara, obviously having a run on the ball and ruck roving. Kennedy and Robertson in towards the circle. Knights and Glendenning, who nudged who out?
I think it might have been against Glendenning. No worries about that, Peter.
Knights, beautiful pass onto Kennedy. Shot at goal, it's through. Great shot by Kennedy, who was first. Hawthorn's forward line looking 1,000,000% better than it did in the first term. 6-6-42 to 3-6-24.
After a hard day's work, nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft. And he'll tell you he likes the kind of life he leads, and he's glad that he was born. And he likes the taste of real draft beer when his time's his own. If you want the taste of real draft beer, only Carlton draft comes anywhere near. There's nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft.
Here's how to plan your holiday and save.
Budget's now got Plan Ahead Rate.
Let's Plan Ahead Rate, our new savings plan for holiday makers. Follow me. Book and pay for a budget car 30 days ahead, and we'll give you 30% off. Book 30 days ahead, get 30% off. That's Budget's Plan Ahead Rate. Another first for Budget.
Budget's now got Plan Ahead Rate.
Budget Plan Ahead Rate drives your holiday dollar further.
If you were lucky enough to see Australia versus the United States in the McDonald's International Junior Tennis Challenge last year, you'd know what a great series it was. Now it's on again. Australia's junior champions come together for the 1983 McDonald's International Junior Tennis Challenge. See them in action against the top junior champions from America. A limited number of free tickets are now available from McDonald's, so get in and get yours.
Great tennis action, September 9, 10 and 11, Leggett's Tennis and Squash Centre, Paran.
It's football's greatest day, and it's produced some unforgettable moments. Now, for the first time, you can relive them all at home. Barry Breen's match-winning point in St Kilda's first premiership. Big Nick hitting the turf as the Tigers roared to the 73 flag. Carlton's miraculous comeback in 1970, and all the action from this year's Grand Final. The Great Grand Finals, available on video cassette from the VFL for only $79.50, plus postage.
On Monday night, an old matinee idol of Quincy's is murdered, and the hunt for the killer is on. A witness swears a photograph in the paper identifies the killer, but the defense protests her sanity. Quincy, Monday at 7:30 on 7.
So Hawthorn looking a lot better side during the second quarter, and the third term was to prove a telling one. We pick up play now with Hawthorn leading by 19 points at the 5-minute mark, third term. Lobs it up towards Fury. Good attempt at marking. And knocks it over the boundary line deliberately and will be free kick.
Well, that's what happened to Neverfold last week in the final match at the MCG against Hawthorn.
He picked a bad spot to do it because it was right in front of a strong contingent of Hawthorn supporters out there on the boundary line. Mark taken by DP Domenico at left half forward, but about 70 metres out from goal. The short pass is on to Matthews. Good defence by Smith. He's done a great job, that young fellow. Picked up by Loveridge, and the snapshot won't quite get there. Nice! Oh, almost a mark. Cowton, good handball onto Smith. Around the boundary line. Demetriou, good attempt at marking. Schwab. Matthews. In trouble. Grabbed too high, though. A snapshot by Lee. Is there.
Oh, what magnificent play on the part of Matthews, Peter.
Yes, he looked as though he was cornered there. Maybe the tackle was too high.
Well, the beauty of that is he didn't stop to wait for the umpire to give the decision. He was grabbed too high, but he shrugged it clear, and of course, knowing that he was clear, he didn't let anyone deter him at all.
That's Matthews at his brilliant best, isn't it?
That's brute strength personified with a lot of ability.
Hawthorn have now kicked the last 7 goals in the second semi-final. 6.5 minutes have gone. Picked up by McCann and North go forward. Knocked away by O'Halloran. We'll look for a hand pass to Robertson. Short again to Schwab. Schwab on the run at right half-back flank. No one making a lead on the centre wing position, so he kicks it long. Now there's plenty there, and the mark taken by Loveridge. Loveridge at centre wing.
Got one that time from Count at the back of the head, but didn't worry the little fellow. He's played a great game today for Hawthorn. Goes for a short pass. And it's a good one marked here by Brown. Is grabbed by Dent. Back to Wallace again, who's starting to come into the game pretty strongly too. There's Matthews and Smith. Matthews picks it up, doesn't waste any time. Looking there for McCarthy, juggles the ball. Dempsey didn't know where he was that time as McCarthy goes after it again. Picked up by Green, a hand pass to Buckenara, grabbed by Hodgman, and holding the ball. I think that was a bit strong on Buckenara. Short pass. Demetriou punched away by Schwab. They're not looking too good at the moment, North Melbourne. And of course, Glendenning down there at full forward. Doesn't seem to play his best football in the finals. And he's had a great year. Well, finally knocked down towards Schwab. He pounced on the ball. Demetriou's there with him too. And once again, the umpire will ball it up. Still on Hawthorn's half-forward line. And as Peter said before, they've scored the last 7 goals. So it's becoming a one-horse race as we see Payton trying to get it back. It's back to Cracker again. That's Phil Cracker. Payton gets a hurried kick back. He's really battling hard. Out to DP Domenico. Oh, he only got up into that time by Smith, but finally the ball out to Little Atkins. Back it goes to Laura. Hand pass to Hodgman. In plenty of trouble. He's not the only one for North Melbourne there. We see Schwab drop the mark. Demetriou taps the ball on, but there's no one there. Kicked off the ground by Jimmy Cracker. Green's got it covered. But there we see Schimmelbusch, but Green's too strong. And this is typical of Hawthorn now. They've got their pecker up and they're hard to beat as the ball goes out to Buckenara. A hand pass coming back to Rodney Eade. He goes for a pass here. He's got DP Domenico. And he quickly plays on. The shot is smothered up there towards Loveridge. Couldn't hold the mark. He goes down. Ramsey's covered. Couldn't get the kick clear. Kicked out by McCarthy to Matthews. A stab at goal. He's got it. Oh, they're running over the top of them now. And we see the score. 8 goals, 7:55 Hawthorn to North Melbourne falling in a hole. 3 goals, 6:24.
After a hard day's work, nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft. You'll find him somewhere back in nowhere. Way out there is where you'll find him. 50 dusty miles to go and 100 more behind him. There's nobody born can beat him on a horse that's bred to run. And he doesn't have to prove a thing, not one damn thing to anyone. Give me a beer, a Carlton draft. Want the coldest one you've got. I've got a thirst that's gonna need some special care. Give me a beer, a Carlton draft, 'cause it's brewed to be the best. With a Carlton draft, you know the flavor's there. Carlton draft's another name for real draft beer. And there's nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft.
And now, here's Beaver.
Thank you, you're a wonderful audience. Okay, Mike, you're our champion. Now listen carefully. Here's your first clue. Bells, church, Sunday. Right. Now your second clue.
Phone call? STD.
Right. OK, Mike. Now for the big one.
Money, bank, save. I know, make an STD call on Sunday and save money.
He's done it. Yes, folks, phone STD on Sunday. It's cheaper than you think.
These days, buying the right insurance means making very complex decisions, like will you need more than $500,000 liability cover for the future? That's why you need unbiased expert advice. That's why so many independent insurance agents lean towards Commercial Union, because Commercial Union understands the complexities of today's insurance. So before you make any insurance decision, contact a professional agent or independent broker. Chances are he'll move you straight to the Commercial Union. The professionals recommend.
Monday night in Cop Shop, a sniper terrorizes Riverside and the drama escalates into a statewide emergency. The sophisticated network of high-level police coordination swings into action. Dramatic viewing. Cop Shop, Monday, 8:30.
9.5 minutes gone, third quarter. Hawthorn lead 55-24, knocked away by Dempsey, but DP Domenico gets it back to right half forward for Hawthorn. Phil Cracker and Loveridge, the latter playing it in front. Looks for a free kick. Cracker gets the ball up towards centre wing. Kennedy is there for Hawthorn. The right half forward and Keith Gregg couldn't take it. Wallace grabbed, looks for a free kick. Buckenara, Loveridge wobbles it up towards McCarthy and Law. Abernethy. Law again. Grabbed by Tuck and caught by McCarthy, holding the ball. Now it's play on. Up towards DP Domenico. Looks for Matthews, who hit him right in the gob. Hand pass just a little bit too fast for him, and Smith gets it back to Glendinning, who seems to have been moved away from full forward pretty quickly. Backup support down there by Green. Going through solidly is McDonald. Out to Demetriou. Wobbles it into the goal, and it's through.
Yeah, Bailey needed one too.
Yes, that broke a run of 7 straight for Hawthorn. 8-7-55. Hawthorn, North Melbourne 4-6-30. So the second half of the game picking up again as we watch it in replay from behind the goal. And Abernethy, not Abernethy, but Demetriou wobbling it in towards the goals. No one home. 4 points. At VFL Park, the difference in favour of Hawthorn, 55-30, 25 points to the Hawks. Knocked down by Dempsey. A free kick to North Melbourne. For what I know not, it's going to Abernethy though. Lovely torpedo punt kick. Phil Cracker hanging on to Robertson, and Robertson will take the free kick for Hawthorn. Ayres looks for Reid and finds him. Reid marking in front of Fury, just inside the boundary line, left half-back flank. Looks for a short pass, finds Russell Green. As I said before, just about Hawthorn's best player, Robertson, from left centre wing, a short pass. Oh, good mark taken down there by young Smith. But a great duel on Matthews. Glendinning shrugs the tackle well. Glendinning from right half-back.
And North Melbourne go back into attack, badly needing goals at the moment. Robertson pounces on that one, a hand pass, coming back to Pate. Picked up a lot of kicks. The ball is short. A great mark by Kennedy. Now it's Hawthorn's turn to spring back into attack again. Ball punched away by McCarthy. Backs up well, then overruns the ball. Buckenara got one the back from Gregg. Now it's Matthews. Grabbed it back to McCarthy. Well smothered that time by Law. Law's kick is back there. Oh, McDonald couldn't get it, but luck of him, Hodgman's there to back up a short pass. And Simmerbush has got the mark. A little short of centre half forward. Looks out there for Gary Dempsey. He takes the mark. So Dempsey's at centre half forward, a good 55 metres out from goal. I'm quite sure the distance is too far for the big fellow. Up there towards the full forward position. Coming out to meet it is Robertson. Gets a hurried kick. Oh, it's okay. It's marked by Hodgman. He's grabbed. Oh, he could have gone back for the kick. Finally back to Cowton, who's covering Knights at the moment and takes the mark at centre field. He's going to run into trouble here. Finally a hand pass out to little Atkins. And he goes for the long kick. That's the order of the day. It should be for North Melbourne. Robertson gets over the top of Phil Crack, and the ball is out of bounds in North Melbourne's forward pocket position, about 20 metres around from their goal. 25 points the difference. Just over the 13-minute mark of this third quarter, usually the vital one for the match. Ball punched out by Kennedy. Scouting out there is Green. He and Jimmy Cracker go after the ball. Neither can pick it up. It's finally forced out now, and Robertson says, OK, we'll take this easy, and forces it through for 1 point. So it's 24 points the difference now. Waiting for the ball to come back into play. Certainly a livelier quarter. Rodney Eady's picked up 100 kicks out there, I bet, in this quarter, or not this quarter, this match. Playing that loose man beautifully out there as he gives a short pass out to Swab. Swab at centre field. Goes for another short one, looking for DP at a minute ago. Bounces beautifully. Another long kick up there towards McCarthy's got the mark. No, he got away from Law that time. It was a beautiful pass by DP at a minute ago, who's been a pretty handy player today. He's only about 20 metres out on a bit of an angle, as you can see there. And he's already kicked 1 goal. Just over the 14-minute mark of the third quarter. And I think he's threaded it through for a goal. Another one to Hawthorn. So it's North Melbourne 4 goals, 7:31 to Hawthorn 9-7-61.
Yes, Hawthorn opening up a very good lead there in the third quarter of the game, playing the wet conditions rather well, despite the fact that they were held goalless by North Melbourne in the first quarter, kicked only 2 behinds, and in fact those 2 behinds were rushed through by the North Melbourne defenders. We rejoin the game now in the final quarter, and still Hawthorn's lead is 4 goals at the 5-minute mark.
Robertson at left half forward, a chance to put Hawthorn deep into attack, hooks the ball slightly into the pocket, a big pack of players is there. Socket off the ground, a chance for Knights. Knights to Matthews. Here's danger for North Melbourne. Lethal Lee threads his way through and has put it through for a goal. 4 goals to Matthews. Always dangerous. Hasn't had a run on the ball yet because Smith has done a good job on him in the pocket, although when you look at the stats, 4 goals, it negates that, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
10-9-69 to 5-9-39.
Well, that's the beauty of Matthews. You know, you can hold him all day. He's only got to get 2 or 3 kicks a quarter. He finished up with 6 for the match. He's had 9 kicks for the match, and we see him kick his 4th goal there. So that's what they call percentage football. The older he gets, the more cunning he becomes. Centre bounce again. 6.5 minutes gone. 30 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. The ball tapped on by Dempsey. Again by Atkins. Kicked off the ground by Demetrio. Mew can't get clear of the pack, and the umpire's going to ball it up at centre field again. So the score, 10-9. To 5-9. So North Melbourne in plenty of bother now. The winner of this match goes into the grand final for 1983. Dempsey goes the big punch. Chance for Fury. Grabs that one. He clears of the pack. He's good. He's got a kick now over the half-forward line. Looking for McCann. He's outmanoeuvred. He's had a bad day today, McCann. He's been bustled out of position very easily. The short pass by O'Halloran, marked here by Mew. And they're playing with a lot of confidence over to Tuck. Where are these North Melbourne players? They're unsighted at the moment. Tuck goes for the long kick over centre half forward. Matthews coming in. Punched in by Smith. Backing up well as Wallace. It's a bad hand pass. Goes back to Ramsey. Still battling on hard down there in defence for North Melbourne. Out wide to Swab and Demetrio. Swab carts it over the line. I think he might have forced that one over on purpose, but the umpire said no. And it's out of bounds on the... well, up towards Hawthorn's half-forward on about 75 metres around from their goal. Dempsey and Payton again for the knockout. Knocked out by Payton, a good one. Comes back to Loveridge, a hand pass to Wallace. Back to Loveridge again. All starting from Payton as the ball goes back to Matthews, and he got it. This is how he starts to fire now. When they look as though they're going to win the game, he really goes the crunch on you. As they say in the old day, he really sinks the slipper in. Kicked 4 goals, going for goal number 5, and there he is, the coach himself, Jeansy, always looking happy, as we see the shot for goal now by Matthews. And that is all clear again. 5 goals for Matthews, and Hawthorn looking good for the grand final. 11 goals, 9-75 to North Melbourne, 5-9-39.
Let's take a look at the replay again. Payton winning the tap out. And I must echo your thoughts too on Payton's ruck work today, though he's done a lot of useful work. Maybe the heavy ground hasn't suited Dempsey. And a fine mark by Matthews. Law just a little bit too late on the scene.
Done all the in-work, Payton.
8.5 minutes gone, 75 to 39 in favour of Hawthorn. And it's very scrambly out there. We'll see another ball up.
And Payton having a bit of a dish up with Fury. Nothing in it. Umpire Bryant indicating he's going to throw it in the air. Dempsey and Payton again. A backhander by Dempsey. Picked up by Wallace. Out to Buckanara. The knock on by the West Australian to Brereton. Brereton over the top to Loveridge. Up the full forward. Matthews out from the pocket. Oh, and marks again. Strong grab.
It's the sort of play that breaks a young player's heart too. There's no doubt about it. He's done well, the kid, until about halfway through the third quarter, Pete.
Yes.
He was going to finish up with about 7 goals.
Not with that kick. Out of bounds on the full, I believe. Of course, Matthews, the last time these two sides played, kicked 6 goals. I think his opponent then from memory was Roy Ramsey. Keith Gregg was moved on to him in the final quarter. Maybe they'll do that again.
Could do that now. I think it's a bit late. Just on the 10-minute mark as the ball goes back. They're pushed out by Carlton, picked up by Matthews, trying to crash through that time. He was grabbed and held the ball. Well, that was one time that Matthews couldn't crash his way through a pack. They both had him collared. It's a short pass coming over there to Demetrio at half back. North Melbourne have got to go directly down the ground, messing about this wing, or the wings won't help them at all. McDonald couldn't take a mark. He hasn't taken many for the day off. Ramsey was Glendinning grabbed, and he'll take the free kick. Quickly plays on, but it's a shocking kick. He'd have been better off going back for the kick that time. Backing up well as Wallace. He's grabbed by Glendinning. He goes after it again. He's upended. Goes after the ball. The umpire's found a free kick. Now it's out of bounds. Well, it hasn't been a great day for Glendinning either. There's been about 3 or 4 of their star players that have been down badly. McCann's been unsighted. Of course, Dempsey having plenty of hard work against Payton as he got that knockout to the wrong man. Aitken got it back now. It's finally picked up by New. And this defence over to Rodney Eade. He's clear at centre half back. A short pass. Buckanara coming into the middle. Bounces right. Back to Green. Running on beautifully. Another pass coming up to McCarthy. And he's got the mark there. Running right over the top of North Melbourne now. 11 minutes gone. And McCarthy about 40 metres out from goal, directly in front. McCarthy's already kicked 2 goals. So his eyesight's all right. Let's see what he can do with this one. There's the kick by McCarthy. That's a beautiful goal. So it's 5 goals, 9-39 North Melbourne. And it looks as though it's Hawthorn for the grand final match next fortnight.
Well, there's a bit of a dish up at half forward.
I don't think it matters now. 12 goals, 981. So they're really streaming away from the Kangaroos.
Sevens Big League is part of the Holden Premiership season.
And Hawthorn going on to win the match by 40 points and advance direct to the grand final. The Hawks starting to get on top in the second quarter when they kicked 6 goals to 1, and they went on with the job from there on in. The goal kickers at VFL Park today for Hawthorn, Matthews 5 and McCarthy 4. And for North Melbourne, their goals were kicked by 6 different players. Jim Cracker, Kelly, Hodgman, Schimmelbusch and Demetriou with Atkins all kicked 1 each. Stats on the game: kicks in favour of Hawthorn 235 to 204. The marks 62 to 78 in favour of the Hawks. The frees 44 to 31 in favour of North. The handballs, a decided margin there in favour of Hawthorn. The hit-outs, North winning with Dempsey playing fairly well in the ruck, but Payton did a lot of useful work around the ground, and the shots at goal 19 to 24. A margin of 5 there in favour of Hawthorn. And after the match, Max Stevens went into the Hawthorn rooms and he spoke to one of their best on the day in Rodney Eade.
Well, firstly, Rodney, congratulations, and no doubt you must be very happy with the win straight into the grand final.
That's for sure, Max. I think the week's break helps, especially with the ground like it is. I wouldn't like to play there next week.
What were conditions like out there on the park surface? They've come under quite a bit of criticism over the last week or so.
I don't think it was as bad as everyone thought it would be, especially down the centre. It was fairly hard to get bounce the ball. It was just on the far wing was a bit sloppy in patches, but not too bad overall.
Now, the first quarter for Hawthorn wasn't really that good. No doubt North Melbourne dominated. It was about halfway through the second quarter that the table was turned. Why do you feel that happened then?
I think the first quarter North come out, now they've put a fair bit of pressure on it. I think we expected it, but we weren't awake to it. And I think a few blokes were a bit nervous to start with, and then we got caught with the ball a fair bit. But in the second quarter, we started to get our running game going. Unfortunately, we had to break them up a bit.
What did you think of the game itself, the standard of the game?
Oh, it's fairly hard to tell when you're playing, but I don't think it was as bad as everyone thought it would be. I think it was fairly all right.
Lee Matthews, 5 goals, I think it was, a great effort.
Yeah, for sure. He started off slowly. Another one started off slowly, but you know, when the going gets tough going into the sun, he did really well.
Your own game, what do you think of that? You must be pretty happy.
Oh, well, I was fairly happy just to be part of the winning side. It's I think been very fine.
Pretty confident you'll be in there in 2 weeks from now?
And myself personally?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so. Just say I hope so.
Rodney Eade speaking with Max Stevens in the Hawthorn rooms after today's game. Let's check the results of the Army Reserve Cup now. In the first semi-final, it saw Essendon too good for North Melbourne, 16-15, 111, defeating the Kangaroos 10-6, 67. And in tomorrow's Army Reserve game at the Lake Oval at 2:15 after World of Sport, Fitzroy will take on Collingwood in the second semi-final.
And it really was the knockout semi-final at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Side bottom and Hurd. Nagel goes over the top. And it's on. Down goes Andrews.
He has now. No. He's lost it, Sidey. That was very
Nagel
silly.
and side bottom continuing on.
Can't pick it up. Eventually gets away.
Andrews gets Conlon.
Good tackle. Van der Haar takes it.
And side bottom and Van der Haar tangle up. A little piece of the action removed here.
Because I thought Van der Haar was out as much. Side bottom report.
But the umpire right on the spot. And out comes the stationary. Meantime, it's Merritt and Harris, and down goes Harris.
Leon Harris. Well, he's the man that's done so much of the work. He's a real little terrier.
It was really things like that that caused Robert Walls to ask the question why at half-time as the players left the field for half-time oranges, and it was lemons for some.
Egan down there, Kevin Egan. Yeah.
The constabulary moving in, and afterwards play goes on because goals were the game, and Danaher takes a nice mark over Hinchin.
I'd be making the change right now if I was Robert Walls. Graham Hinchin.
Captain's leading the way at this stage.
I don't know what it measures in centimetres, Sandy. I'm afraid I'm no mathematician at that either, but here's his kick. It looks good.
A big kick for goal, and it's a goal. Wilson now. Bork slips, gets back, hand passes out to Carlson. And Carlson steadies, runs on, and steadies again, and goals. Showing the way to the younger players, and here's Ezard going through for Essendon.
Gotch taken out of it. Ezard shoots towards goal.
Ezard tears away for a great goal.
Taken by Van der Haar. Loses possession with a tackle there by Harris. Beautiful play, Harris. Clayton towards
Great courageous play there by Harris as he gets the ball out to Clayton, and goal.
Fitzroy players acknowledging it immediately. A great performance. Here, it's side bottom he's looking for.
Off the hands here, and Wilson races through, kicks it off the ground for a nice goal.
Kicks his first goal.
Bit of stretching here by the big fellas as Madden tries to kick it off the ground and gets to it.
That's the one they wanted. They're back in business. Hooks the ball.
Battling for this one as Madden misses.
Madden and Coleman.
Ezard misses.
Madden tried to kick
Kick
it.
smothered.
Ezard tries to kick it.
And eventually it's Kink to come in and make the goal.
Laurie.
This is the way to take the lead as Madden taps the ball back, picked up by Danaher. And it's a goal. And the lead and victory in the first semi-final.
As great as they may be at coming back, I think it is too much of a lead now.
All the signs were there for a tough slogging day as the band moves away from the arena at the start at VFL Park. The Roos got going early, but it was to be very short-lived as Fury hand passes out to Kelly, and Kelly scores a nice goal.
Great play on the part of
Phil Cracker out to Atkins. Atkins to Hodgman. And it's a goal for North Melbourne in the second quarter. However, 11 minutes into that second quarter, and Hawthorn come to life. Knights fumbles, but McCarthy makes no mistake for Hawthorn's first goal.
Back into attack again.
Gary Dempsey didn't like this one, as Matthews has paid the mark over him.
He's paid it. Dempsey going crook at the umpire. Walks away in disgust.
Pretty ominous sign that, things to come. Third quarter, 5.5 minutes in. Matthews shows his real strength and class as he shrugs off the opposition for a great goal. 2 minutes later, it's Matthews again, picking up, snapping accurately. Even the policeman had to dip the lid to Matthews.
The ground, a chance for Knights. Knights to Matthews.
The old brigade now for Hawthorn as Knights comes out, gives the ball to Matthews. Matthews steps neatly to one side, steadies and through for another goal. Matthews once more. Strong, hand passes it to Polkinghorne. Polkinghorne to McCarthy, and it's another Hawthorn goal and victory for the Hawks, and they're in the grand final for 1983.
83 grand final, a convincing win over North Melbourne.
Right, 7 marks now for the 7 goals for the commentators to make a selection of goal of the day. The first one there, Kim Hodgman for North Melbourne. Now for Hawthorn, Gary Buckenara.
That's close to goal.
For Hawthorn, we watch Lee Matthews.
In trouble, Greg. That's too high, though. A snapshot by Lee.
And Lee's never satisfied with one. Here's another one. For Fitzroy, Lee Carlson.
Back to Carlson, a chance of a score as Lee Carlson goes towards goal. It's a beautiful kick. Lee Carlson bringing up full possession.
For Essendon, Tony Bahaja.
Gets the hand pass to Bahaja. Bahaja able to straighten up dummies. Oh, beautiful play. Bahaja, what a great goal. Tony Bahaja.
For Fitzroy, Richard Osborne.
The ball on. Osborne there for Fitzroy. Osborne puts the kick high in the air. It could make the goals. It does. It's a great...
Right, gentlemen, mark goal of the day.
Well, not many there to pick from this week, Bob. What'd you like?
Well, no, in conditions like that, you're not going to get a lot of spectacular goals, but I thought Lee Matthews, the way he ran into the North player, steadied, then came back and put it through, and then Carlson, very deliberate when he put the ball onto his right foot, but I thought that Tony Bahaja, when he was able to dummy, tuck the ball under the arm almost and get around the players, steady again, and virtually from the middle of the pack, thread it through.
Well, you did plenty of those in your day too, Bobby. What about you, Crackers?
Well, I didn't do any like that. I used to just take the big marks and kick them 60 yards out. But I like Lee Matthews, the way he popped that one through and put his arms up. He's taken after Hungry Bartlett, the way he's put his arms up. But it was a great goal, and Lee got a great kick out of it. A lot of courage in that. I like Bahaja's goal. He showed that real flash of style when he flicked it out and popped it through it. Kimmy Hodgman wasn't a bad goal from a long way out and very inspiring and got North going for a while there.
And I think the modern day skills of footballers were certainly shown out by Lee Carlson on his opposite foot, putting that through. Must have gone 50 metres, that kick, and I agree with you two that Tony Bahaja, a tremendous goal under pressure in a pack. As you see on the replay here, he receives a handball.
Premiership season. Each week throughout the 1983 season, General Motors Holdings will be awarding $100 and a car care kit to the winning Mark of the Day player.
Right, here come 12 marks for the commentators to nominate one as Mark of the Day. That first one was Stephen McCann, Robert Diapierre Domenico, Lee Matthews, Peter Knights.
And takes it.
Greg.
Peter Knights again.
And there's a good mark tonight. Oh, he's got pretty high pass coming
Wayne
up.
Schimmelbusch for North Melbourne.
For Simmer, but he takes the mark. It's a brilliant one.
Kick into the
And Wayne Schimmelbusch again for North Melbourne.
And it's a mark, yes, for mine to Schimmelbusch.
Bernie Quinlan for Fitzroy. Terry Danaher for Essendon.
And Danaher too tall again.
Graham Hinchin for Fitzroy.
And a good mark taken by Graham Hinchin.
Paul Vanderhaar for Essendon. Roger Merritt for Essendon. Mark of the day.
Well, Jack, as the original Space Invader, what's your opinion about those marks?
You're the low invader, are you?
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Good work, kid.
You was the low high, mate.
That's right. This is league teams all over again. Go on, away you go.
Well, I just had a look at 4 of these, as a matter of fact. There was McCann. That was a very solid mark on McCann's there. And also Knights in between those two gentlemen now. That's hard to take a good mark in between players, especially big fellas like he was in between. Danaher, he took about 4 or 5 really good marks, Danaher, and I like most of them because
what
he's
about
a very
Matthews?
clean
Did you like that one of Matthews?
No, I don't like... Oh, well, it was a wet ball, I suppose. You've got to say fumbles.
You don't like 2 grabs of the cherry?
I don't know. I think you've got to have a lot of luck there. These fellas don't have luck. They do it the right way. And I thought that Merritt's was a good mark, a very solid mark.
Very solid mark.
No one could have knocked that out of his hands.
And for a man who couldn't jump over the white line to take a high mark, what about you, Robert?
Well, I did like the way that Schimmelbusch was looking back, taking his courage into his hands and not worrying at all and just taking. That was a beautiful mark. I thought that Quinlan snapped the ball beautifully. That was the first mark. It looked like it was a disaster for Essendon, but he went on very well. I liked Hinchin.
Yeah.
Very excellent, Hinchin.
Did you?
Yes, and I also like Roger Merritt. There was a very strong mark like you, Jack, wasn't it?
Well, Jack, talking about Roger Merritt, you listened to Kevin Sheedy make an opinion about the incident. What would you have done if you'd have been in Sheedy's place?
I just said, I like his other statement he made. If you want to make it a girls' game, make it a girls' game and umpire the girls' rules. But don't, if you're going to umpire the men's rules, just keep going.
I can always remember years ago...
Mark, it is.
Well,
Mark, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes,
missed
right.
that. Well, the mark of the day goes to Peter Knights. That's his first one. And from GMH, he receives this magnificent service and parts bag plus $100. And let's see him in action. As Jack said, in between two stars, they were big players. A one-grab mark. And Peter Knights is our mark of the day from GMH.